deep beneath the waves, submariners must live by a different clock. The relentless 18-hour cycle. 6 hours of duty, 6 hours of personal time, and 6 hours of sleep. Then repeat, over and over, for months. It's a schedule designed for efficiency, allowing the submarine to operate around the clock, with every system and station manned at all times. Adjusting to this unnatural rhythm is no easy feat. At first, the body rebels. Submariners report feeling disoriented, their internal clocks struggling to keep up. There's no dawn, no dusk, just endless fluorescent lighting and the steady mechanical hum. Some describe the experience as living in perpetual twilight. During their 6 hours off duty, submariners are free to unwind. But leisure takes on a different meaning here. Some read dog-eared novels. These brief escapes help maintain morale in an environment that can feel as confining mentally as it is physically. Sleeping aboard a submarine is unlike anything on land. Forget plush mattresses and spacious rooms. Here, beds are narrow racks barely wide enough to roll over in. They're stacked 3 high, tight against cold metal walls. Privacy is reduced to a thin curtain, and even that feels like luxury. The steel hull amplifies every creak, every ping of sonar, and every low murmur of machinery. But the real test comes with the practice known as hot racking. In this system, 2 or even 3 sailors share the same bed on alternating shifts. One finishes a shift, and another takes their place in the still warm rack. Sheets are swapped, but the faint scent of sweat and laundry soap lingers, a reminder of constant turnover and efficiency over comfort. Despite these conditions, submariners find ways to make their bunks personal sanctuaries. Others keep small mementos, a lucky coin, a worn paperback, a folded letter, near their pillows. Even here, humanity persists in the smallest gestures. With sleep conquered, what's left is the question of personal space and where these sailors keep the few belongings they're allowed to bring. From shared racks to shared lockers, storage aboard a submarine is the next logistical puzzle. Space on a submarine is measured in inches. Every item must earn its place. Sailors are given small lockers or drawers, scarcely larger than a school backpack, to store all personal belongings. This fosters an intense discipline in choosing what to bring aboard. The selection process becomes a deeply personal exercise. What comforts will sustain you for months in isolation? A single book, carefully chosen. A photo album no thicker than your thumb. A deck of cards worn smooth from shuffling. Clutter isn't just unwelcome, it's dangerous. Loose items can become hazards during maneuvers or sudden dives. Storage spaces are tucked into every nook and cranny, beneath bunks, behind panels, under stairways. Even the narrow walkways sometimes conceal hidden compartments filled with spare parts or emergency supplies. Personal touches are small but significant. Some sailors tape up calendars to mark mission days. Others keep journals, writing by the soft glow of red lights during night shifts. These personal routines ground them in the surreal world below the sea. But hygiene remains a daily challenge, and it's time to explore how these sailors manage the simple act of taking a shower in a place where every drop of water counts. In civilian life, showers are moments of relaxation, with hot water and privacy taken for granted. Not so on a submarine. Showers are rationed and brief. Water is heated and pumped through narrow pipes, often with fluctuating pressure. The shower stalls are tight, metal cubicles where you can barely raise your elbows without bumping a wall. A typical submarine shower lasts 2 minutes, a swift routine. Water onto wet, water off to lather, water onto rinse. Sailors learn to be efficient, mindful of the limited freshwater supply. Hot water is precious, and running out means not just discomfort, but disruption for the entire crew. The confined space adds another layer of complexity. Steam quickly fills the stall, mixing with the ever-present metallic scent of the submarine. The drains hum constantly, sucking away gray water as fast as it's used. And yet, in these fleeting minutes, sailors find a moment of solitude, the closest thing to privacy aboard. But once clean, another practical question arises. How do they handle waste in a self-contained world with no sewer system? That leads us to one of the most intricate systems aboard: waste management. Submarine toilets, or heads, are marvels of engineering. They're more complex than household toilets, involving pressurized systems that collect waste in sealed holding tanks. Flushing isn't just a simple push. It's a multi-step process that, if done incorrectly, can cause dangerous overflows. The waste is stored on board until it can be safely expelled into the ocean, far from prying eyes and sensitive ecosystems. This process is carefully calculated, and special valves ensure that waste disposal happens without compromising stealth or safety. Cleanliness around the heads is non-negotiable. The heads are scrubbed down multiple times daily with disinfectants. The confined space and recycled air mean that one lapse in hygiene could spread illness rapidly among the crew. Sailors rotate duty assignments to keep these spaces spotless. They know that maintaining health below the waves is a collective responsibility. Speaking of hygiene and shared responsibilities, all of these build towards something greater: earning your dolphins. Do you know what that is? Let us know in the comments, and we'll reveal the answer later in this video. Another shared responsibility is laundry. In the cramped confines of a submarine, even something as mundane as washing clothes becomes a logistical challenge. There's typically only one small washing machine and dryer on board. Machines that are in near constant use, serving the needs of nearly 100 sailors. Each load is carefully scheduled, and each sailor is assigned laundry days that are tracked as rigorously as duty rosters. Water conservation dictates that clothes are worn longer than you might expect. Uniforms are reused for days, and socks and undergarments are often rotated carefully to stretch the intervals between washes. The smell of detergent occasionally drifts through the narrow corridors, a brief sensory relief from the ever-present mix of machine oil, steel, and recycled air. Folding laundry becomes a communal event. But while laundry is necessary for hygiene, nourishment is essential for morale. And that leads us to one of the most critical aspects of life aboard: food. A submarine's galley is a marvel of planning and efficiency. Before deployment, crew members load thousands of pounds of food. Every can, box, and fresh item counted and logged. Fresh produce is consumed first. Within 2 weeks, it's gone. After that, frozen foods dominate the menu, and then the crew relies on canned goods and dry stores. The galley itself is smaller than most household kitchens, yet from this tiny space, 3 to 4 full meals a day are produced for nearly 100 people. The culinary specialists are unsung heroes, waking early and working late. The sounds of sizzling bacon, the metallic clatter of utensils, and the rhythmic chopping of vegetables fill the space with life. The scent of freshly baked bread is a comfort that cuts through the sterile, mechanical atmosphere of the subway. Cooking under these conditions demands creativity. Recipes are adapted to limited ingredients, and substitutions are constant. Every meal is planned weeks or even months in advance, with calorie counts and nutritional values calculated to sustain sailors under physically demanding conditions. Have you ever wondered what the most requested comfort food is on a submarine? Drop your guess in the comments. You might be surprised by what brings the crew the most joy. Food planning and preparation are only half the story. Mealtime itself is a ritual that brings the crew together, and the mess deck is where these moments unfold. The mess deck is the beating heart of life aboard a submarine. It's more than just a dining area. It's the social hub, the meeting point, and the psychological reset button for the crew. Meals are served 4 times daily: breakfast, lunch, dinner, and midnight chow. This schedule ensures that no matter when your shift ends, a hot meal awaits you. The mess deck is always alive with quiet conversation and laughter. Seating is tight, elbows bump, and trays clatter, and every surface is meticulously cleaned after each meal. Yet, it's here that sailors celebrate small victories. Birthdays marked by sheet cakes baked in tiny ovens. Holidays observed with traditional meals. Turkey for Thanksgiving, complete with stuffing, or special treats on New Year's. The culinary team goes to great lengths to lift spirits. Even something as simple as freshly brewed coffee takes on heightened importance, the rich aroma wafting through the sub, offering comfort and alertness in equal measure. But all of these routines depend on a vital resource: water. Water on a submarine is produced by distilling seawater. The onboard desalination system runs constantly, converting salt water into potable water. But production is never unlimited, and water conservation is a way of life. Every use is logged, every drop accounted for. Water is prioritized for essential functions: cooling the nuclear reactor systems, cooking, and sanitation. Showers are strictly timed. Dishes are washed with incredible care. In emergencies, water rationing becomes severe, with sailors sometimes reduced to minimal daily usage, only for drinking and basic hygiene. The crew understands the stakes. A failure in the water system could compromise the entire mission. Water also carries symbolic weight. It sustains life in an environment that is otherwise cold and inhospitable. But there's another tradition aboard that carries its own weight, one of honor and belonging: earning one's dolphins. The silver dolphin insignia is not given lightly. It's earned through months of study, drills, and oral exams covering every system aboard. Submariners must prove that they understand not only their own duties, but every critical operation on the vessel. The process is grueling. New sailors, known as nubs, spend every spare moment learning, studying schematics, asking questions, and being tested by their peers. There's pressure, camaraderie, and a sense of shared purpose. When a sailor finally earns their dolphins, the entire crew gathers to celebrate. The pinning ceremony is a moment of immense pride. Some submariners describe it as the single most meaningful accomplishment of their military careers. The ceremony often involves tradition. Sometimes the dolphins are pinned directly into the chest, a practice that varies by command, symbolizing the pain and sacrifice required to earn them. Sailors wear their dolphins with pride, knowing they are part of a legacy stretching back generations. But this honor comes with a price, and with it, a special privilege not granted to any other branch of the armed forces. Submariners are paid more than other service members. This is not merely a bonus, it's recognition of the unique hardship, danger, and isolation they endure.